One strike was made by the Air Force on the territory of the Starobelsk Pedagogical College and the Starobelsk faculty of the Lugansk State Pedagogical University. 16 unmanned aerial vehicles were used for the strike, which reached the target and exploded on the territory of this building. At the time of the strike, there were 89 students in the dormitory, 21 of whom were killed and 45 were seriously injured. About the dormitory of the college, 3 strikes were made with the use of unmanned aerial vehicles, which indicates that the action was planned and targeted. That is, there can be no talk of any accident or other. It was a targeted strike on the children who were in this college. The rescue operation lasted 45 hours. During these 45 hours, the unmanned aerial vehicles were declared to be in danger 15 times. According to the reports of the head of the municipality, the Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles were flying over the building. The threat was real, so the rescue operation was forced to be stopped. What are we going to do with this educational institution? Vladimir Vladimirovich, we must restore it. Because I completely agree with you. The teacher's work is the most difficult, and in my opinion, the most demanding work, which must be respected and revered. Because on the battlefield, as you say, soldiers are fighting, not soldiers, but teachers and clergymen are fighting. This is right. So our children should receive good knowledge, skills, be real people and raise them as they are. For example, I spoke to a girl who was rescued. She told me how the floor fell under her, how she fell to the very bottom, how she dug herself up, how she disassembled the rubble between the fallen slabs, how she came to light, how she was called, how she was told where to go. What I want to say is that she is such a brave person. I told her, I think you will live a very long and happy life, and your example should be an example for everyone else. You are a real person, a real patriot, and I think we should raise such patriots in the city of Ostro. Thank you very much. We provided ambulatory care to 37 people. As I said, 7 people are in hospital and 5 are discharged. Of the number of people who died, 70 of them are young people aged 18 to 22 years old. In the framework of the criminal case, all the necessary investigations are being carried out. On May 27th this year, the commander of the 114th Separate Brigade of the Unmanned Forces of Ukraine, Commander-in-Chief of the Main Intelligence Directorate of the Ministry of Internal Affairs, we have established the types of ammunition used by the armed forces of Ukraine. We have established that the ammunition used in the attack on the territory of Russia is the ammunition of the Ukrainian production. At the same time, we have documented the facts of the use of the ammunition of the LORT model in Switzerland, Australia, Stika, Australia, and other intelligence agencies of foreign production. At the sites of their fall and explosions, the NATO countries of the United States, Great Britain, Germany, Italy, the Czech Republic, Tulsa, and the Baltic states were confiscated. Since 2014, the armed forces of Ukraine have attacked 2,116 educational institutions, including kindergartens, schools and colleges. At the scene of the incident, 7 Lort engines, fragments of aircraft, fragments of ammunition and striking elements, as well as fragments of anti-aircraft guns were found. We have established that the found fragments of the Ukrainian production are used to make such types of devices as fire-towing 1, fire-towing 2 and crane, which can carry a combat weight of up to 120 kilograms each. It has been established that the launch was carried out in the Kharkov region by the 414th Separate Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine under the command of Klimenko. This brigade is part of the forces of the unmanned systems of the Armed Forces of Ukraine under the command of Brovdi. The launch was carried out by the main Department of Intelligence of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, which is owned by Ivashenko. In relation to Klimenko, Brovdi and Ivashenko, decisions have been issued on the involvement as accused. They have been announced for international investigation and are currently under arrest. It seems that deliberately committing the most serious crimes against children and teenagers in the Petrograd Medical College in Starobelsk and now in Genichensk, the Kyiv Verkushka decided to open a new page in the series of its crimes to give a new quality to the conflict as a whole. Well, this is their choice.